Nashville, Tennessee is known for its art scene, but over the past 2 years, the city's few remaining bookstores have closed, forcing book lovers to travel to nearby colleges or to the suburbs if they want to buy a book.
Yeah, that's until yesterday, when best-selling novelist and Nashville native Ann Patchett opened Parnassus Books in her hometown. The author, whose latest novel is State of Wonder, says she couldn't imagine living in a city without a bookstore. Many of us feel the same way, and it's nice to have you with us this morning.
Thank you for asking.
And a lot of attention too. You had a nice write-up, a little attention in the Times. There's some talk about these small bookstores. Why did you decide, though, to open a bookstore in Nashville, and especially right now?
Because there wasn't one. We have some great used bookstores in Nashville, but we had a Borders and a store called Davis Kid, which was our local independent. They were both over 30,000 square feet, both part of chains, and they both were closed on a corporate level, which means that people in Nashville were still in those stores buying the books, but the industry wasn't doing well. The stores closed. We didn't have a bookstore. I didn't want to open a bookstore. I kept waiting for somebody to open a bookstore, but nobody did. So here I am.
What finally led you to this decision? Because it's not cheap, it's not easy, and you took this endeavor, on your own, and to just kind of do something like this.
Some things really matter, and I think having a book really matters. Having that sense of a community center and a place you could go the way I went to bookstores when I was growing up, I really wanted that for the people in my city.
There was so much talk, and of course even movies made about the demise of the small neighborhood bookstore and the rise of these big chains, which, as you mentioned, you saw closing in Nashville. We've seen them close across the country. Do you think we will be moving back to smaller bookstores and that they can now sustain themselves a little bit better?
Absolutely. The cycle is this. There's a little bookstore, it does well, it makes money, it decides to be a bigger bookstore, and then it got squashed by Barnes & Noble and Borders and the whole concept of the superstore, and then the superstore got squashed by Amazon, and then all of a sudden people were saying, but I don't have any place to go and pick up a book and look at a book, and so I think we have cycled all the way back around to a little bookstore. My store is 2,500 square feet.
Yep.
We got enough people buying books in Nashville to keep a 2,500 square foot bookstore going.
How's the response been so far?
It's overwhelming. I can now only go to the grocery store at 8 o'clock in the morning because I'm mobbed by people who keep, and I have been for months, saying to me, thank you, I'm going to be there the first day. It's really a sort of redemption tale because we had our stores, we lost them, and so many people felt, if I ever had a second chance, I'm going to be true to my bookstore. I'm going to stop using Amazon. I'm going to go in and buy my books from people. Smart, intelligent booksellers. We have such a great staff of readers.
And you can still, I mean, there is no replacement for going in and asking for that advice at a bookstore. Here's, I'm buying a book for this person. Can you help me out with it?
Right.
But you could too. I mean, you can also coexist with other things because as an author, it helps to sell your books for an e-reader, online. So they can peacefully coexist, correct?
Absolutely. And I'm all for e-readers. People read in different ways. And I'm not saying that the book is the better way, but I'm just saying just because people are using e-readers, it doesn't mean we have to throw the books in a dust heap and burn them.
Yeah. Please don't. Let's not ever get to that point.
Having not been to the bookstore and since it just opened, if we were to come there, would we see a certain book, State of Wonder, prominently displayed when you walk in to the bookstore?
Yeah, actually, we are moving my merchandise as well.
As you should.
It was so strange. When State of Wonder came out and the bookstores were closed, I couldn't do a reading in Nashville. I actually wound up doing a reading at the library, and there was a tailor shop and a framing shop that were selling my novel for me because we didn't have a bookstore.
That's wild to think about. You actually planned to the opening. You planned this whole shop while you were on a book tour.
I did.
Which is no small feat.
I did. And it was really good because it got us going a lot faster. I have a wonderful partner named Karen Hayes who's at home doing the heavy lifting and opening the boxes right now while I'm off on tour and talking about it.
Exactly what you need. Good help.
It is.
Good help. For the people that are watching in the Nashville area, where is the bookstore located?
The bookstore is in Green Hills in the same shopping plaza as the Donut Den, and there is no one in Nashville who doesn't know
the
Donut Den. And actually, this is really dangerous for us because every day the generous people at the Donut Den bring us a box of donuts.
And you can't say no to that.
I'm really worried about that.
You have a comfortable little seating area where people can grab some donuts, come on over, sit down, read a book.
Exactly. We got some coffee.
This sounds like a trip to Nashville in the making.
I like it
already.
It's a great city.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Really nice to have you here.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, Ann.
Well done.